Hey guys, Mr. Anderson here, going to demonstrate the watercolor straw painting sketchbook assignment. This is an assignment I want you guys working on when you have time, away from your 6 assigned watercolor washes, which we've been working through as a class. When those are not a possibility anymore, you need dry time, you're finished, things like that, pick up this sketchbook assignment and make it happen. I've got professional examples to show, some student examples to show, and then some that I've worked on, and then I'll do a quick demonstration. So off screen, you won't be able to see all of this, but I got some watercolor, water and paper towels, some straws that I've cut in half. You want to claim one of those, and then my watercolor set, pre-wet this, and I've got those colors all ready to rock and roll. In your sketchbook, you'll use the entire page to illustrate something using the effect. And it doesn't have to be one object like Josh Beadle's created this awesome volcano here, but it could be a couple things, it could be one big thing. My suggestion is you take a page, use the technique, get used to it, practice, and then when you're ready to go for it, turn the page to a new piece and make it happen with some intention. All right, so Josh Beadle probably did that, thought up this sweet volcano idea, and then burst his colors from there. Okay, a little bit of flick paint on there. It's kind of a nice look, a little bit of salt technique down here. Really nice sketchbook assignment. Just kind of fly through some of these. So a lot of these things you're seeing are illustrated with pencil, maybe some fine line ink. This looks like color pencil. And then the artist comes back in there, here's another example, and burst the color, the paint, maybe after, or maybe before this handle. I'm gonna guess it's after, so draw that up and then go for it. Really, really cool. So with some pre-thought, you'll come up with something too that'll be interesting, all right? I've done this with elementary and middle school students in the past as well, and we kind of keep it simple. So here's some of my examples. I do have googly eyes if you want some. When I return, I've got these in a cup, but I don't know, we kind of just have fun with it. It's real simple to burst in like a circle and turn it into flowers or fish or something like that. I always have fun kind of illustrating these things too in here. So that kind of inspires mine today. I think my sample I'll do with you guys is some grass, and maybe I'll try a caterpillar, but just showing you things I've tried. We were drawing eyes in 2D design, so I took one of my samples and then went crazy with this technique. And this one I did a couple years ago, just some illustrated cartoons. It's another fun way to do things. So all of these characters, I just spent a moment, inked them up, let it dry, watercolored them, let it dry, and drop in this and then burst it and let it dry and just kind of repeat these characters. Really fun. So again, I wonder what you'll come up with. All right, and you want to fill up a sketchbook page, so if they're small, I might want to do a few. So, oh yeah, before I get started, I'll show you some professional examples, which are just kind of crazy. They're over the top, interesting. That's what inspired the one I did. I mean, just super cool. I mean, look at these. Absolutely crazy. So, a lot of these, you guys, I took pictures of and posted on Google Classroom, so you'll be able to see them again on there. This video won't be posted, so I want you guys just to be watching closely and give it a try. Okay, here's my sketchbook. So I'm just going to open this here to the next available white page, and this will work. This will be my practice page. You can do it whatever orientation. I'm going to go sideways, and then when I'm finished, I'll probably turn it and do, you know, like a last finished version. So to set this up, it's pretty simple. I think I'm going to do just a couple little illustrations to show you. I talked about grass, so I'm just going to maybe put a little bit of green down here, kind of trail that along, kind of rotating my brush too to kind of squeegee out any water in there. All right, that'll work. Let's put a little bit more. Kind of just a generic sappy green right out of the palette. I'm not even mixing quite yet. I will, but I just want to get some of this material down on here. A little bit of water, need it to move. There we go. So a pretty good little puddle here. And then just burst your colors with your straw. You kind of have to almost like cough through the straw. I know that sounds kind of weird, but that force is what's gonna blow these around. get the idea there. Let's put a little bit more color in there. I think I'll go with some yellow. It's kind of wet on wet here, mixing. Should work out nicely. Let's try this other kind of limey green. Wow, a lot of material on here. Let's see what this does. You can see it just sort of maxes out at a moment. This sort of is turning into maybe a flower type situation. It's pretty cool. Again, I have some things off screen, a little bit of this salt, and we know what that'll do. So just add some texture to this and let it dry, maybe come back and illustrate some creatures in here. I kind of like the way this occurred to where this is like a stem of something. So I definitely can picture maybe a butterfly or something up here. I don't know. So speaking of that, I thought of this earlier. You can be a little bit more illustrative. Let's do like a fuzzy caterpillar or something like that. The yellow and black kind of situation here. Got to drop a lot of material in there. You can almost imagine that being a, you make a pretty cool bumblebee too. Move these around just a little bit. I like what they're doing. All right, he turned out pretty cool. I kind of like what's happening in here. And then I'll come back in with ink, you know, I'll maybe fake it right now, but come back in here with some ink and give them some legs and things, maybe an eye of some kind. Remember, you guys can use your techniques here. If you don't like what's going on, you can kind of lift color out, you know, but you'll come up with something, I'm sure of it. Okay, so that's kind of fun. Tree branch. Love kind of mixing some colors. You see, I'm getting carried away. This is what happens. Okay. I think you're getting the idea. I'm going to illustrate one more. Can't find my pen. Hold on. Walked to the closet for my pen. I used to illustrate these airplanes in like middle school. Let's see if I still got it here. The cockpit here. So I'm kind of doing this one reverse, where I'm actually illustrating this plane first. Kind of a quick sketch here. Leave it like that. I mean, you're kind of getting the idea, right? With a little bit more detail going on there. Some rockets or something on here. Okay, I'm getting crazy, I know. Just do a light little tiny wash of gray, you know, on here. Even that might be a little bit much. Doesn't take long for those Sharpies to kind of set up, so. Ooh, that's looking cool. Let's start with yellow. Into a little bit of orange. Remember, it's gonna burst a little bit, so I'm gonna steer clear of red. I want this thing going crazy. Let's see what this does. Yeah, that's cool. Right? So you can have a couple jets kind of fighting. So in a couple minutes, I've got some cool ideas here happening. I got to be patient. Got some salt working. That's cool. I want to draw some stuff on this guy. Some really, really thin little fuzzies on there. Okay. This turned out cool. And that's fast. I didn't even paint that with a lot of care, but that sketchbook assignment is a lot of fun. You know, one thing I would say, if you're going to work on it later and you've, you know, spit all over this straw, it's kind of gross, just set this in your sketchbook, run to the back of the room, grab a piece of tape and just tape over the top of this, because you can remove it anytime, or put this, you know, in a backpack or something like that. But you guys, there it is. Sketchbook assignment, watercolor straw painting. Good luck.